Hello everyone, and welcome back to the cleanup crew of Tarakar. And the last one, well, this guy had split from us because they wanted to worship Dookan. We were still worshiping Dookan, we just weren't worshiping the right way. Because, yeah, the event was completely broken. So what's supposed to happen is that we are supposed to shift to Bulgu Orizon. And these guys are supposed to stay old Dookan. You're supposed to pick your side. Well, the problem with that is, the one that stays as you keeps your king and all your vassals. And, so the event was broken, we didn't switch religions, and we didn't get the fall, and it's supposed to throw us immediately into a civil war. It did not. So we have to go and manually conquer these guys. So we've been just truce breaking them for the last 10 years. It's gonna slow us down a lot. Because, event's broken. Love that. Anyway, we're currently in a stalemate because the command said, ooh, this is a great time to actually take all my stuff back. And you know what? They're right. It is a great time to take all their stuff back. Yeah, so, right now we're waiting because we're at a stalemate because everyone decided it's time to invade them after we killed them twice. And, if you could please like the video, subscribe to my channel, and comment. Really, good for you. And comment on the video. It would make me very happy. So please do that. Anyway, we're going to take what we can. And we are currently in how much debt from all that? We are currently in 37,000 crowns of debt. Not really a problem because we grabbed our capital back. Yeah, they kept the trophy pile. They just got to keep the trophy pile. It's mine now. But, like, they got to keep it for a while, and that annoyed me. I think we might have to kill the command after this. Statesman's dead. Yeah, I think we might just have to kill the command after this. We'll go up to level 3. I'll go up to level 3 on these guys so I can get stability events, but I don't really want to go any higher because we're in a lot of debt. We did get to keep our hegemony. We did get to keep... Come on, right here. We did get to keep military hegemony. Ooh. They have a larger armor than me now? Do they really? That's so annoying. Wow, that's ridiculous. I gotta go kill them. Once this war's done, we're gonna go kill them. Oh my goodness. Anyway, we're putting this on hold, so we're gonna finish off this, we're gonna finish off this labyrinth once that's done in a bit. These guys, I hate you all. I hate you all so much. Oh, that was a big loan. Oh, right, I had merchant loans. We're gonna keep those around for now. Library helps us study. Good. General's dead. Whatever. Not really a problem. Yeah, I think next we're gonna go after the command. So we're gonna move all our troops down that way. We're gonna be overextended after this, so it'll be a bit. But it is a good start. I think we lost all our drill. A lot of it. So we're gonna start drilling. I believe this is the Grillins. Yep. Drill, 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 drill. That should help. You guys, drill and drill. And you drill and drill. And you get to drill. You two come over here. Alright, and we're also close converting everything because I can. As long as it's an orc, I don't really care. No idea how they managed to get black orc, but they did. Whatever. I guess it depends on what they take over here. Golem study progress, very good. I'd like abjuration up, please. You get to have a general. What are we at now? We're back up to 25. Good. I can have a couple more leaders. She's gonna have a couple more armies. Drill and move over here. And drill. Alright, let's grab some more armies. Oh, that is an immense stack size. Let's make a 50 stack. Let's see what we're doing. Are we doing 4 horses? We're doing 4 horses. Is 4 horses fine on 50 stack? No, I'd want 6 horses. We're heavy on shock damage. I want the horses. All right, cool. So my 60 stacks, the ones that are not them, I'd like to move into this size. You, congratulations, you're over here. Yeah. The ones that are not artificer units, I'd like to transition to being slightly smaller and having more cavalry. That's it. Yes, okay. Artificer units. Even though I don't have artificers anymore, I still got to keep the units. That's nice. Oh, you get to come over here and you get to drill. Growth of the glass industry. Very nice. Alright, you get to have a leader. Drill. You can become a regular stack here. You are in the same boat. You may have a leader. And you may have a regular size stack. Very good. How many more leaders can I get? I can get 3 more, so I'm gonna get 3 more. Oh, you need to come on over here. And in fact, you get to come chill out over here. I should make them the big ones, shouldn't I? Yeah, I should make them the big ones. Grab 1 here. Got 3 more. 1 down here. And the last one can come right here on the edge. All right. We'll have to see what we get. Sale of titles. Yes. Very useful right now. Oh, perfect timing. Let's knock that up. Thank you. That is not the right turn of phrase. Whatever. Yeah, let's knock it up. Totally great turn of phrase there. Ooh, I forgot about Kozanod. So I just definitely need to grab that. Grab a few more things over here. Let's not grab that one because I can't really do anything with it. And they're not at risk of anyone else going in after their stuff. Really, because they'll have to come through me. So I guess I'll take this dwarf province so I can kill all the dwarves off. No longer valid rival. Very good. Oh, right. We need, Diplo points to spend. Not mine. This one's mine, sure. Coal. Looks good. Not mine. Darn. Don't have any of my old coal mines. Huh. I have some of them. Wax announced me as a rival. I don't care, Wax. Pay the loan, pay the loan, pay the loan. That looks like it's time to knock this down. Not quite. It's only at 1. Good. Nice. From Reyes, yes. Give me your money. Thank you. I need that. Alright, so you get to drill over here. You get to drill over here. You get to have a general and drill right here. And you get to have a general and drill right there. Very good. That's my maxed out generals. Yes, it is. Force limit is currently at 3,200. We're going to start making some of these 30 stacks 50 stacks. Because I can. Put these guys out a bit. All right. Hello, cat. Would you like to say hi? He says hi. If you can hear him, he's probably going to... You might be able to hear him on the mic. He's whining. He's a good cat overall. But he does whine a lot. Yes, you do. You whine a lot. Let's see. 9 out of 9. That's fine. I could take 1 over. Can I release any ogres over here? I don't think so. I think the centaurs killed them all. I might just give this to Serpent Shadow then. I do have Fat Hides accepted though. Oh well, I guess we'll see. Oh, of course they took Ozavar. Goblin Horde. Cowards. Study slows. Spend the points. I have so many points. And money, I'm a little slow. I'm a little low on money right now. Like, it's just a little bit low. Just 30,000 under. Anyway. Hopefully this abates soon enough. Oh, have you finished? Yes, you have finished upgrading. Let's do the last one of these. Set up a plunder camp. Oh my god. There's all my admin points. Cool. All my admin points. All gone. I'll leave it at that for now. And upgrade the plunder forts, please. Expedition. Oh? No! I have to upgrade this again. That's so annoying. It's so annoying. But missionary strength. Fine. 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 Organize it. Send him in. I don't have anyone there. Fine. Fine, 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 fine. 17. 17. 17. That's extremely annoying. General's dead, whatever. Yeah, just keep repaying the loans as they come in. Oh, it's got gold, nice. Alright, let's organize the expedition. Send the men. And I want organization up to 150. And then you can have... Oh, military points, actually. We're going to be using admin points for a while. We've already done this one, so... Whatever. We'll get what we get. I'm not going to read them out. Uh-huh, yeah, whatever. Just get them. Magic setting success. Very nice. We're renowned on abjuration. I would like abjuration to go up one more, please. Where are you? It's under this one. Ruler magic menu. Abjuration. On study magic and spend points because I have so many points. And make money. Hopefully he'll finish that soon. Pay the loans. Couldn't get close. Takes the shortcut. Very good. Oh, nope. Should have gone directly after him. Okay. We lost. Hopefully we finish this in one go, because otherwise that'll be annoying. They sounded discontent, because of course they did. I hate them so much. I'd really like this war to be done. But, you know, whatever. How big is our army right now? 17. Oh, my goodness. All right, you get to upgrade. And I'll have you upgrade. No. You guys are too close together. Drill, drill, drill. Let's have you upgrade. And let's have you upgrade. And let's have you upgrade. Looks good. They'll be even more imposing now. But they're also going to have a harder time sitting anywhere. It's a trade-off. Max on dip again. I don't really know what to do with it right now. Look out. Cliff. Okay. Cross chasm. Very good. Please finish that. I want my missionary strength back. Meager plunder. Good. Get it out. Fork of the road. Climb. Yes. Get him. Canals and turnpikes. Whatever. Steady progress. Good. You ready to give me stuff? No. But I can grab some more. This one, I guess. Ascend with me. Please kill him. Got him. Good. Repay them and let them rest. Thank you. Finish that off. Very good. Upgrade this to the last level, finally. I have still money. It's fine. Alright, and Expedition, the other one. To Hazra Depths, please. Organize. Send them in. That's maxed out. Organize the troops. I would like this to go up to... This one's a tough one, so I want that up to 175, please. Thank you. Supplies are all military points. You can have 100 crowns. Go. All right, this one we're going to actually have to read, aren't we? Any of these trophies that I'm missing? I am missing Gronsnod, Old Krakazol, and Dramak, and Kozanod. Why'd I get stability? I'll definitely take the cash, thank you. I have no idea why I just gained stability. I don't know what happened there. I just got stability for no reason. Get some plunder camps going. There's only 2 left. That's not so bad. Okay. That ought to do. Cryptic warning. All right. The expedition members mill about near the end of the bridge over the magma pool, waiting for the way into the furnace to be cleared as engineers work to pry the makeshift barricade from the huge steel doors. The wards on the doors were powerful, still weakly flickering after so long, but have been nullified. The inscriptions hastily scrawled across the door are epithet, repeated in several ancient scripts, including Old Dwarven. They all roughly mean Old Fire Lord. Amldihr, in the Forge's native Dwarven, explains a linguist brought along to examine the door. A noble with such a title doesn't appear in any ancient chronology, though it hardly matters, as any living being would have perished after so long locked inside the furnace. As the last bars are torn from the doors, they swing open eerily of their own accord, revealing the top of a scorched steel staircase. A blast of hot, stale air from inside the doors washes over the waiting expedition members. The heat throughout the forge was worsened since the previous expedition cleared the magma from the bridge into the furnace. But this extra heat is the final straw. Everyone stumbles back from the doors, hoping to escape the dry heat licking at their bodies. Ignoring the orders of the expedition leader, most of the men continue to retreat back as far as they can from the doors and towards the comparatively cooler forge. With the whole expedition gathered before the bridge again, the mood is low, and many wish to turn back before even entering the furnace. Faced with a crisis already, the expedition leader ponders what he can offer to incentivize the expedition to brave the oppressive heat. Yeah, get more stuff. Food for thought. A heated debate breaks out among the expedition over the expedition leader's proposed incentive. No soldier can turn down an extra meal, and more water will combat the heat. Sensing weakness, several mages are also arguing for higher quality rations and extra portions to go with them. With carefully measured words, the expedition leader manages to convince the mages that emergency potion supplies are better kept for a pinch, but does still agree to provide higher quality rations. Not all the mages are satisfied, but sensing they're in the minority, they give up their protests. That's fine. University of that. I have 8,000. It's not worth that. I'll take the stab, thank you. Sneaky goblins in government. I don't really care what the goblins do. I'll take the small legitimacy hit. Actually, it's going to be about the same, but I can use this to strengthen government. Thank you. Now, one of these down here, I believe, does silly things when you die. Uh-huh. Is it this one? Victors of Orzum Chandash. I don't think it's that one. Is it maybe this one? Lifetime of War. Lose 60 absolutism on a new ruler. Winning wars increases absolutism by 10. Okay. No wonder it's pretty good. No, that's worth it. No, it's worth it. That's worth it, yeah. We'll be fine for a bit. Repay the loans. What are we at now? 18,000, that's not bad. Who's got Black Flagged? Those guys. You know what? Whatever. That's what I should be doing. Instead of grabbing random crap over here. Instead of grabbing random crap in the caves, I want my clothes provinces back. Grab me one last random crap province. That one. Give me my stuff, please. And I'm sure they're going to take my Modoc provinces, which is going to be really annoying, but I will have nationalism on them, which will be nice. Take my stuff back for nationalism. The furnace. Descending the scorched steel staircase into the furnace proper, the stairway opens into a huge cavern cramped by thick pipes and ducts which obscure most of the room. Huge vents and fans line the walls and ceiling, mostly melted or blocked by debris. The floor is piled with ash and solidified slag, the consequence of a violent blaze. The expedition spreads out, examining the thick tangles of pipes and squinting to see the cavern ceiling far above where they run. Many of the pipes have been torn apart and now leak small amounts of magma and gouts of water onto the cavern floor. In the distance, a web of pipes surrounds a structure resembling a cage carved with peculiar runes. The door of the cage hangs open and limp, and streaks of ash radiate outwards from it along the floor. Strangely, there doesn't appear to be any signs of a volcanic opening or other geothermal heat source. The roiling magma and boiling steam traveling to other sections of the forge would have provided heat there, but what was keeping the magma molten down here? As the engineers examined the piping, pondering how the great forge worked, a blast of heat scythes through the air. Those nearby stumble back as a great pillar of living flame rends a cluster of piping aside and stalks through a gap, heedless of the spewing magma. Immediately, the mystery of the forge, the cage, and the blocked gate into the furnace is solved. Before them undoubtedly stands Amldihr, an elder fire elemental once imprisoned to provide heat for the whole of Grimhardum. The flow of magma must have been cut off to these levels when the last inhabitants fled, weakening the elemental enough to trap it behind the warded barricade. By redirecting the magma down to the furnace and disturbing the elemental, they have awoken it from a long hibernation. Amldihr and the expedition members regard each other for a moment. Somehow it exudes a regal and dignified aura despite its monstrous nature. On closer inspection, the upper half of the fire elemental is vaguely humanoid, though it is difficult to see through the blinding flame. Its head is blank and smooth, yet the whole expedition feels its gaze as it examines them closely. Another uncomfortable moment passes, and then Amldihr rears back and opens its flaming maw. A horrible, roaring, crackling sound echoes throughout the furnace, as though 1,000 dry twigs have burst aflame. The temperature rises further, blistering skin and cracking lips. As suddenly as it started, the roaring stops, and Amldihr's body dissolves into the formless flame again as it lunges for the expedition. Go left. Yeah, cool. So we gotta deal with that while we're waiting on this. Open the vents. Fleeing past a wall of charred piping, the expedition is faced with a giant array of vents. In the walls, ceiling, and even the floor, there are vents of all sizes, some holding bent fans and some totally empty. All of them have been melted shut or clogged with dust and gravel. Thinking quickly, the expedition leader calls, "Halt! Pry those vents open, even if it's the last thing you do. If they can't get the stale air in the furnace circulating again, they can stop the fire elemental slowly, cooking them alive as they run." Soldiers swing wildly at the stuck gates, and mages blast vents with whatever they can muster. Glancing over their shoulders, they fear Amldihr as they do. And a refreshing breeze. With most of the vent covers pried open once more, the expedition leader calls for everyone to break off and follow him. The scorching air will hopefully cycle out through the vents and prevent the fire elemental from turning the cavern into a makeshift oven. As the expedition sets off at a brisk jog away from the vents and back into the tangled maze of pipes, many members swear they can feel a cool draft already. Very nice. Mages offer help, yes please. Pay the loan, thank you. Alright, we're gonna repay some loans. What are we at now? 11,000, not bad. With some space between the expedition and Amldihr, they make for two huge gates resting in front of them. The muffled sound of water breaking against the gates is audible as they approach. They are clearly floodgates, each ready to be lifted by two thick chains in an emergency. This situation clearly qualifies, but the system of levers and pulleys that once held the chains have been left a twisted wreck. The expedition leader has no choice but to send men to hold the bare chains, with naught for leverage but their muscles. They will need to hold the floodgates up for as long as possible to maximize the amount of water in the emergency pipes. Volunteers line up on alternating sides of each chain, wrapping their hands with whatever they can for protection. The remainder of the expedition can only watch, with mages reserved to hold up the gates for a short time in an emergency. On my mark, a quenching stream. Hold like your life depends on it. Don't give even an inch, the expedition leader bellows, encouraging those holding the heavy floodgates open. Despite their muscles screaming with agony and their hands burning with pain, they hold on. Their sweat mingles with the water pooling and sizzling on the floor. Suddenly, great gouts of water burst from a pipe and douses those on the nearest chain. The shock breaks the men's concentration, with their floodgate crashing back down seconds later. The other floodgate soon follows, leaving the volunteers gasping on the slick cavern floor. They did more than enough. Water rushes through the pipes surrounding them, and a growing pool of water spreads through the cavern. Seeing such an abundance of Amldihr's mortal weakness reinvigorates the expedition and hopefully greatly hinders the elemental. Very nice. Let's keep going. I wonder if they'll surrender soon. Man the water cannons. An oily ladder stretches up to a metal platform bracketed to the cavern wall. From the platform, scouts have a view over the winding pipes and broken walls to the epicenter of the furnace. Judging by the scorch marks radiating from a small structure in the center that are visible even from here, Aul-Dwarov will is likely imprisoned there. Also on the platform are groups of high-powered water jet cannons. They are in disrepair, cracked, and dripping oily fluid onto the platform, but do not look unfixable. Having men manning the cannons from such a vantage point would be invaluable. Thus, a group of engineers are dispatched to climb the slippery ladder and repair the cannons. They must also hunker down and remain undetected until time is right, or they risk being cooked alive by the fire elemental before making so much as a drizzle. Very nice. Towering vantage. Leaning over the edge of the platform, an engineer signals down to the expedition leader that they have the water cannons operational once more. As the expedition marches away, those left on the platform lay flat on their stomachs to try and relax. They must remain still and quiet, yet poised to spring up and man the cannons at a moment's notice. With nothing else for company but the distant echoes of the departing expedition, they steel themselves for the agonizing wait ahead. Very nice. Alright. And reapply the wards. After all the twisting, turning, and running about, the expedition have somehow ended up in the epicenter of the forge. Before them is the intricate cage of shimmering metal they saw from the entrance, painstakingly engraved with a dense mass of magical runes. The front of the cage is hinged open and slightly bent. Able to inspect the cage closely for the first time, the expedition's mages determined that aside from the minor scratches and burns, the runes are pristine but nevertheless mostly inactive. The floor surrounding the cage is much different, bearing deep scorch marks and gouges. Discarded piles of armor have been welded to the floor by heat and are surrounded by piles of ash, the remains of whatever unfortunate souls surrounded Aul-Dwarov when it escaped. The wards must have been tremendously powerful to keep the elemental imprisoned for so long and to sustain such little damage as it ravaged the area as revenge. If the mages can repair the minor damage and provide enough mana to the wards again, the cage should be capable of suppressing the fire elemental even when it is at nearly full power. Fixing such intricate runes is a painstaking work, and keeping one's hands steady while being hunted is no mean feat. Very nice. An unyielding cage. The last mage stumbles back, drained as the wards hum back to life. Even the non-magical members of the expedition can feel the wards tugging at them, yearning to imprison and stifle them. The cage emits a steady, comforting hum as well. The strength of the cage is not in doubt to anyone. If Aul-Dwarov can be brought here, then it will certainly be defeated and imprisoned once more. The only problem is it is equally aware of this, likely preferring to die fighting than end up in there for another eternity. Still spelled wrong. The newly powered up cage provides a more than measure of comfort. Very nice. Whenever we're ready to fight him. Yeah, repay the loan. Let's see, which one? Military attack. Gimme. Ooh, new cannon. Ooh, very fun. Ettins. Alright, hulking Ettins. Ettins are nearly identical to ogres, except in two clear aspects. They possess a second, fully functional head capable of independent thought, and both heads are so monumentally stupid that it is a miracle that the two heads do not get the body killed. With no discernible origin, Ettins only appeared in Western Serpentspine after the fall of Segvandal. Regardless, their terrible higher thought makes them almost laughably easy to both arm, train, and send into battle with massive steel clubs, swords, or glaives, while clad in spiked heavy steel armor, creating essentially a living, breathing, monumentally stupid wall. Wow, that's almost word for word what's in the wiki under them. Because I just happened to read that recently. Okay, very nice. You don't get to come through my land, screw you. Reactivate the golems. Golems of iron, steel, and stone protrude from the ground before the expedition. Frozen in the throes of desperate defense, these are clearly abandoned security golems. Many appear to have survived Aul-Dwarov's wrath in good condition, but closer inspection reveals that their joints have fused from the heat. Their mana batteries are still serviceable, but they will need to be carefully repaired before being recharged to be of any use. An army of unflinching golems, mostly immune to the heat, will be the perfect distraction, so long as they can actually fight. As engineers and mages try to cooperate on the golems, men keep a nervous watch on them. The golems should recognize the fire elemental as the bigger threat, assist the expedition. But who knows what time and decay have done to their programming. Lumbering regiment. Expedition members jerk back in surprise as a light suddenly burns in a golem's eyes. It straightens up, pulling itself from the indent it has made in the floor, and examining the expedition. After a few tense moments, everyone relaxes as the golem makes no moves to attack. Soon it is joined by a handful of its fellows in an unnaturally straight line, awaiting the expedition leader's orders. Very nice. Yeah, we're gonna finish this at least. Hopefully, you will give up. Small orcish raid. Already been told. Good. That one's done. It's plunder camp now. Small orcish raid. We have an orc raiding party. Okay. You can have that. Have fun. No! Our vassal smugglers. Whatever. Give me the money. They can all suck it. How much do we have left? 3,000. Not bad. We're almost done. Nobles are worried. Cool. I don't really care. Oh. Well, we can work on that at least. I can grab my cores back. All right. It looks like we should be fine. Let's have you guys run over here. Yeah, stop your drilling. Get over here. Yeah, you can come through my land. I don't really care. All right, Jade March, would you let me through, please? No, they hate me. And everything I stand for? Cool, that's what I figured. Robert Barons, fine, fine, you can have that. I'd rather you do neither, but whatever. I'll take a base production, I guess. I'll deal with that in a minute. I think I gotta hit this button. Yeah. Set up the plunder camp. Alright, fill the sprinklers. The lead engineer calls a stop to the expedition's fleeing. He has found a long wall of intact pipes that run up to, among other places, the sprinklers that set into the cavern ceiling. Raining water down on the elemental would be an excellent assistance if only it was that simple. The pipes invite flashbacks of the forge's control rooms covered in valves and levers of obscure purpose. The expedition leader has no choice but to assign volunteers to follow each pipe junction and determine what it carries and where. Painstakingly slowly, the engineers construct a mental map of the pipes in the cavern, turning valves and pulling levers to try and fill the sprinklers above once more. Alright, a comforting shower there, exclaims the lead engineer as he turns the last valve with a flourish. Immediately, the sprinkler directly above blasts the floor around them with foul water as he scrambles to turn the valve back off as unlucky expedition members around him are splashed. At least they know the sprinklers certainly work, and with unexpected force activated at the right time, they will be a great boon against Aul-Dwarov. Very cool. All right, are we gonna have to do it like this? Really? You're gonna make me do this? You're gonna make me kill you? Really? Sorry, who are your allies? Like a bunch of weak guys? Yeah, I don't really care. Yeah, whatever. Screw you. Give me imperialism. Reyes will join. Good. Makalmengi is not, because they're in debt. Really, just the debt. Cool, I can get them out of debt soon. Alright, Command, you suck. I'm going to kill you, because you're in my way. It's literally only because you are in my way. And also, I want my hegemony to be beefed up again. We're moving this way. No, go for this one. Oh, wait. You gotta. Cool. No, you three are coming over this way, actually. Alright, who's next? You guys, I'll send 3 down here. You guys get to deal with whatever's over here. Who's next? You guys. Yeah, we're just gonna take whatever we can, because I don't care anymore. You guys are just coming over this way. Don't be stupid. We're over here, then. Grab what you can. I don't care anymore. Found you! Alright, he found us. This time the expedition is ready as the familiar heat and roar of Aul-Dwarov approaches. They have been running in circles for a while now, and the expedition leader has come to the terms of the fact that they've done all they can, picking the defensible spot close to the Aul-Dwarov's once prison and under the water cannons and sprinklers. They prepare for a cinematic battle or climactic battle as they wait and review the plan. Weaken the fire elemental, crush its spirit, and bind it in its cage once more. Aul-Dwarov bursting through another innocent set of piping hardly phases the expedition. Instead, they are filled with resolute determination. A battle of attrition. Fire sweeps through the expedition once again, incinerating those close to the center. Though each of Aul-Dwarov's attacks are blindingly quick, they also open the fire elemental to counterattack while their fiery body is stabilizing again. It is difficult to ignore the desperate cries of those Aul-Dwarov has left badly burned, but there is nothing the expedition's medics can do until the fire elemental is closer. Wary of overextending, both the expedition and Ardwar circle each other, making occasional probing attacks. If physical attacks do any lasting damage to Ardwar is unknown, so instead, these serve as distraction for the mages to strike. It has been struck with various spells and projectiles by now, but unfortunately very little water. The elemental dances and dodges around even a drop of water, evaporating it or hurling pipes at it rather than meeting it with its body. The fear is easily exploited to create openings, but the unlucky person who sent the water is usually targeted and incinerated by the elemental soon after. After what feels like hours, the fire elemental is finally beginning to show signs of weakness. Its body no longer burns so painfully bright, and its attack range and speed have lowered noticeably. In a stroke of luck, a brave mage blasts a jet of icy water at Ardwar right as it rears up for another attack. Unable to dodge, the water strikes its center mass, and this time it visibly recoils with a horrible shriek. The mage is reduced to ashes soon after, but the damage has been done. Clearly rattled by such a hit, Ardwar is now squarely on the defensive. It no longer initiates attacks, opting instead to slip and weave away from all projectiles, waiting for men to overcommit. Focusing entirely on defense makes the elemental near untouchable. After some time of this, with precious few hits, it begins to regain confidence, apparently unaware of the expedition's true plan, hoping to corral it back towards the cage and seal it for good by utilizing its newfound wariness. The expedition have been carefully guiding Ardwar with their attacks. With each casual dodge, the fire elemental approaches the cage inch by inch. Strength is no match for cunning. 800 soldiers. Woo! Alright. Yeah, we're going in, because I hate you, and you're gonna die. Oh, you need a fort. I should put a fort right here. I got points. There we go. You can have a fort. Thank you. This fort can upgrade. And then I'm going to try to get you in on this in a minute. The final push. Ardwar is beginning to tire of fighting. All the while it was trapped in that horrible prison, it had yearned to burn and scorch with impunity. Outside, no being should be equal to it. Pure fire reduces all to ashes. Nothing should be able to quench it. Yet the accursed mortals that invaded its cavern stubbornly defy its flames, refusing to submit. At first, Ardwar was glad to have a new playthings, but they now behave more like an insect buzzing incessantly around its head. Hounded by the expedition as much as Ardwar does not want to admit it, they are beginning to wound it deeply. Occupied with hate and visions of sending the expedition to a fiery demise, Ardwar doesn't feel the tugging on its very being until it's too late. It stands before its most hated cage with the expedition to its back. No escape. The expedition watches as the flame elemental freezes in place before the runic cage, finally understanding their plan. It sends tendrils of flames to the walls and cage, but they suddenly recoil before even halfway. Its prideful demeanor has collapsed, and its fear of the cage is palpable. But with the exit blocked by the expedition, Ardwar has no choice but to attack them once more. This time, it won't be holding back. Spend it turning in the cage, doofus. The furnace, reignited. Step by step, the expedition closes in on Ardwar. No longer can it incinerate them lazily, as it had so many of their fellows. Its paltry blast of fire easily blocked by the mages and shields. It is clear that Ardwar is now the hunted rather than the hunter. Within touching distance now, the barrage of arrows, magical projectiles, and even canteens of water are hurled at the fire elemental as it desperately hangs on to the rocky floor. Losing purchase, the gravity of the cage finally exceeds its strength, and it begins to slip further and further back towards it. Despite otherworldly shrieks and cries unlike anything the expedition have heard echo around the cavern. As a last-ditch effort, Ardwar abandons its form and loses fiery tendrils to all corners of the room and ceiling, searching desperately for an escape. Hacking at the living fire with swords and dousing it with water weakens the tendrils, which flicker and then disappear completely, reduced to nothing more than a fist-sized orb of fire. Ardwar is jerked back into the runic cage as the front swings shut with a conclusive crash. The triumphant expedition still lays upon their floor hours later, completely exhausted from their efforts. Before them, Ardwar seethes inside the runic cage, trapped again for the foreseeable future. With the whole of Grimhardom cleared and free of danger, and the ancient source of heat sealed once again, the complete reconstruction of the forge can begin in earnest. Well, another group can head down to the furnace to do the repairs in earnest. The expedition members will be looking forward to their pay and a nice long vacation somewhere cool after this harrowing experience. Yeah, get trapped, doofus. Cope, seethe, and mauled. Into the expedition. Thank you. Turn migration of goblins. I don't care what the goblins do. Cool, that one's finally done. Upgrade. Cool. And that is finally done. Yes, Grimhardom, a truly legendary site, was said to have been the great forge of the Dwarvar, constructed by Aul-Dwarov in the days of yore, during Aul-Dwarov's height, when the dwarves ruled from Krak-Dûmvor to Verkildra Mach. It is said that the greatest heroes of Aul-Dwarov were armed and shod with the finest weapons, equipment and weapons, fresh forged by the greatest dwarven craftsman and runesmith. These days the forge lies abandoned in a state of decay and disrepair, and is doubtless infested with all manner of dangerous creatures, but surely the chance to recover any treasure that remains within, and the power that treasure would undoubtedly possess, is worth it. Is worth the risk, right? I'd say yes. Gives me local production. This is a pretty decent province. That's fine. I believe the other one is somewhere over here. There it is. Let's get that next expedition coming up. That's insanely cheap. Well, here's a big stack. Okay, let's see what I can grab from this. I'm not going to be able to grab much. Yeah, they found my stack. That's fine. Do I break that? Yes, I do. Oh, right, that's the other thing I need to do. This is a real war, so we need to... Dookan's guidance, please. War. Thank you. Did we get them? Nice, cool. Got them. You guys have served me well. I would like you to come help down in the Bavari realm. You guys are already working on that, so we're going to go over here. Alright. We're going to kill as many as we can here. Wait until the front line break. Front line has broken. We're going to retreat back to Amldihr. Yeah, I'd say that's worth it. Why did you stop? Fools. Fools, all of them. Alright. You can go there. That should do. Alright. But with that completely finished, we're going to end the episode here. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you next time.